Hey, Kalen here with Commerce Hero, and in this video I want to talk about a few things you might be doing wrong with your hiring and retention process for your Magento development team. First one, certifications. So certifications are important. I put a lot of work into getting mine, but they aren't the end all be all. And there have been an increasing number of people kind of cheating the system, so you got to be careful about that. One thing I have noticed, people that have multiple certifications, there tends to be a much lower incidence of people just kind of gaming that system. So keep an eye out for that. Also, there's great developers that just haven't had the time to get the certification because they're too busy doing awesome stuff. So that's one thing to look at. Another thing I'll say is not listening closely enough to your team's recommendations. I talked to a lot of developers where the client or the boss says, hey, go install this extension. And they say, you know, this is a really bad extension. The code quality is bad. It's going to build up technical debt over time. And they say, just install it. Do it anyways. And that kind of thing can build up, technical debt and frustration and things like that. So that's something I'd look at if your team seems like maybe they're not as productive as you'd like them to be. The other thing on a related note is finding the right person for the job. So even within Magento, there are some distinct, types of people. You've got your real hardcore backend people. You've got people that are into DevOps and deployments, scaling infrastructure. You've got front end. You've got full stack. You've got fake full stack. I see the word full stack everywhere these days. So people that really do front end and back end and JavaScript and everything. And so just making sure there's people that love to do integration work, making sure you have somebody that's really the right fit. Now, if you do have somebody in-house and they want to learn different things, that's great. You just want to make sure that you can have a way to know if somebody's been learning something for months and months and they're not making progress. You want to have a way to know whether it might be time to bring in a little bit of help. Maybe you're doing some AWS work. You've never dealt with that before. Bring in somebody that knows what they're doing. The other thing I'll say is consider remote. If you're not already doing remote, you may have tried it in the past, had a bad experience. There's other ways to approach it. You could do a partial remote on site. Maybe they come on site for a few months and then move to remote. Maybe you start out with a little bit of contract work, see how it works. If the relationship works really well, we've seen that happen before, you can move to full time. So try to be flexible when thinking about remote. A lot of people have developed a hardline stance. We're never going to do remote because it just doesn't work. And try to think about that a little bit. The last thing I'll say is you might just need to be paying a little bit more. This varies a lot by location and the country that you're in and those types of things, the type of company you are, merchant versus agency versus product company. But in a lot of cases, it's a skill set that's very much in demand. So that's something that you might need to look at. So those are the tips. Hope that was helpful. Would love to hear from you if you have any questions. Thanks.